Everything you're doing right now is wrong. That's not my opinion. That is a direct quote from the wealthiest man on earth. Elon Musk just sat through a 3-hour marathon interview and he dropped 4 bombshells that didn't just trend, they shattered the internet. I'm sitting here staring at my coffee, realizing the world we woke up to this morning is already gone. Here is the reality check. 1. AI can eliminate 50% of white-collar jobs today. Not in a decade. Today. 2. Robotic surgeons are already 1,000 times more precise than humans, and they don't ask for a salary. 3. By 2030, the collective intelligence of machines will eclipse the entire human race. And 4. Everything you are killing yourself to learn right now, it will be worth 0 in 5 years. We thought we were climbing a mountain. Musk says we're actually scrambling to the top of a sinking ship. Chapter 1, the event horizon. But the headlines aren't the scariest part. It's what Musk said next. We aren't waiting for the singularity. We are already inside it. Most people think the tech explosion is a future event, like the peak of a roller coaster you haven't reached yet, but you're already in the drop. You just haven't felt the weightlessness. This is exponential growth. The breakthrough that shocks you today will be obsolete in 48 hours. Musk provided a specific metric. AI intelligence density still has 2 orders of magnitude to climb. Translation: even if the hardware stops evolving today, algorithm optimization alone will make AI 10 times more powerful every single year. That's 10 times next year, 100 times the year after. And the terrifying feedback loop has started. AI is now designing its own chips. It's evolving its own brain. Evolution took humanity millions of years. AI is doing it in months. Chapter 2, the professional autopsy. If you're studying for the civil service exam, Musk says AI handles filing and approvals better than any bureaucrat, and it never sleeps. If you're grinding for a PhD, your specialty might already be coded into a subroutine. If you're pulling all-nighters at the office, your boss isn't impressed. They're calculating how many AI seats your salary can buy. Programmers, endangered, doctors, lawyers, accountants, designers. Musk says 50% are replaceable now. By 2026, 80%. But let's talk about the most chilling prediction: surgery. By 2026, the general proficiency of AI surgeons will surpass the world's elite human specialists. By 2030, it's a slaughter. The machine has 3 advantages we can never beat. 1, it is tireless. A human surgeon's hands shake after 4 hours. A robot is as steady on hour 100 as it was on hour 1. 2, full spectrum vision. It sees in infrared, UV, and X-ray. It sees the microscopic defect in your artery that a human eye would miss every time. 3, shared memory. This is the killer. A human doctor performs a few thousand surgeries in a lifetime. That's where their experience ends. But when one AI robot performs a surgery, every robot on the planet learns it instantly. 10,000 robots performing 10,000 surgeries. Each one has the experience of 100 million procedures. They don't get distracted. They don't have bad mornings. They don't have shaky hands from too much caffeine. If you're a med student, this should make your blood run cold. 8 years of school for a race you've already lost. Chapter 3, the blue-collar land grab. What about manual labor? Delivery drivers, construction? Musk's answer is just as brutal. Manipulating the physical world is harder for AI, yes. But with the Optimus robot scaling, the cost of physical labor is plummeting toward 0. Once a robot learns to lay a brick, every robot on Earth downloads that skill in a second. Humans take years to train. This is a dimensional strike by silicon intelligence against carbon intelligence. By 2040, there will be 10 billion humanoid robots. And Musk says that's the conservative estimate. Within 5 years, they go from a luxury to a commodity. Chapter 4, UHI, the Great Economic Rewiring. So what happens when everyone is unemployed? Musk introduced a concept that flips the script. UHI, Universal High Income. This isn't UBI, the government hand out crumbs. This is a fundamental shift in the logic of money. If AI and robotics produce goods and services faster than we can print currency, the cost of production collapses toward zero. Want a product? Download it. Want a service? Summon it. Musk suggests that in the future, the measure of wealth won't be dollars. It will be energy and compute. His advice to young people? Stop saving for retirement. In 20 years, your savings will be just a string of meaningless numbers. If labor costs hit zero, the cost of housing, healthcare, and food collapses with it. Chapter 5, the Hellish Transition. But here is the part of the interview everyone is ignoring, the Hellish Transition. Musk predicts the next 3 to 7 years will be a nightmare turbulence. Jobs disappear instantly. But social safety nets? They move at the speed of bureaucracy. Our entire civilization is built on the assumption that humans have jobs. Taxes, healthcare, pensions, the whole system assumes you have an income. When tens of millions of people lose their economic value overnight before the new system is ready, that is where the friction lives. That is where the conflict happens. Resources are never distributed fairly by default. They are fought for. Conclusion, the final countdown. And where does this leave us? Musk made a shocking call on the geopolitical front. He predicts that by 2026, China's power generation will be triple that of the US. Why? Because the Chinese are listening to every word he says about solar and compute. The global AI race is now a three-way fight. XAI, Google, and China. Musk's advice for the individual? 3 points. First, stop learning from humans. Learn to collaborate with AI. If your skill can be programmed, it's already gone. Second, reevaluate your finances. Excessive saving for a world that won't exist is a trap. Third, forced optimism. As Musk says, I'd rather be an optimist and wrong than a pessimist and right. I finished this 3-hour interview with a heavy heart. On one hand, it's the ultimate dream, the liberation of humanity from labor. No mortgages, infinite healthcare, science fiction coming to life. On the other hand, the timeline. The countdown to the end of work has started. A GI arrives this year. Mass job disappearance, 3 years. Machines smarter than the human race, 4 years. The rules have changed, the board has been flipped. If work disappears in 3 years, what are you going to do with your life? Tell me in the comments, because that moment is coming faster than you think.